preacher. He was a prophet. That's what he was.
What did he prophesy?
But he wasn't God. You know? He prophesied all this crap that's going on right now.
What?
You know?
What did he
all exactly what you're doing, calling Christ, the Son of God, God. How can you call your son you? You cannot. He's a son, he's your son. So you have to specify. Yahweh is God.
Have you read the Bible?
Jesus Christ is the Son of God. I learned
John chapter 1 verse 1.
I learned to read from the Bible.
In the beginning was the Word, right?
No, go back further.
And the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yes.
We know from the book of Genesis chapter 1 that God created the world through His Word. God spoke the world into existence.
Let me give you another one.
Jesus is the Word.
Jesus Christ prophesied and said, I am in the Father, and the Father is in me.
He said, whoever has seen me has seen the Father.
Yeah. Whoever has seen me is in the Father, because I am in the Father and the Father is in me.
So Thomas, one of his disciples, he said, show us the Father. Remember, his disciples came to him and said, we really want to see God. We want to see Him for ourselves. You've been talking to us about the Father. So one of his disciples says, show us the Father. He said to his disciple, haven't you known me? Everything that I've been speaking to you is from the Father. Whoever's seen me has seen the Father. That's what
from the what?
He says, I came from the Father. Whoever sees me has seen the Father.
Thank you very much. You're knowledgeable.
So Jesus Christ is not only the Son of God, but God Himself in the flesh.
No, not God. Son of God.
John chapter 1 verses 1 says, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. So God has always existed in eternity.
Yes,
and the Word was God.
Yes.
Because God spoke this world, this universe, this creation into existence.
Jesus Christ is God. Explain this to me.
Yeah.
Why, when He died and ascended to heaven after He rose again, went in front of the throne, and a voice said to Him, you are my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Who's talking to Him?
You know the interesting thing? That actually occurred when He was getting baptized by John the Baptist. So when John the Baptist was baptizing Jesus, a voice came from heaven and it said, behold, my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Because Jesus Christ, as the Messiah, came into this world to fulfill the laws of Moses and to be our sin sacrifice.
In other words, excuse my mistakes, but in other words, here you are, being baptized by John the Baptist, as you said, and a voice said to you, you are my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. And then you're going to call yourself God.
You see, what a lot of people don't understand is the nature of God. You see how we as human beings, we exist as, this physical body isn't the only thing. This is not the real you. The real you is actually your spirit, and you have a soul. So you can say that human beings are a trinity, because we have a body, and we have a soul and a spirit. So God, making us in His image, God is also 3 in 1. God as a being has a spirit, and He has the Word. The 3 are 1. So God is very, very I
could talk to you more.
Get home safe.
You're knowledgeable.
God bless. So the Bible says that Jesus Christ, the second of God's Trinity, came into this world. He was not only the creator of this world, He took on humanity. He took on flesh. In fact, before Jesus Christ came into this world, if you read the Old Testament, it talked a lot about the life of Christ. In Psalms 22, a lot of people, Muslims will say, how come Jesus said, my God, why have you forsaken me? You see, King David was an actual king who lived in Jerusalem. 1,000 years before Jesus Christ actually died, wrote that the Christ on the cross will say, my God, why have you forsaken me? Not only that, if you continue reading that psalm, David writes that the Messiah, His hands and His feet would be pierced. In that same chapter. So when Jesus was saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? He was quoting the Old Testament. He was quoting what was written by the prophets. He was showing the Jewish people that He was what He claimed to be, the Son of God and God, and that He would be rejected. If you read Isaiah 53, it says that that the people of Israel will reject him, and that God will lay upon the Messiah the sins of this whole earth. In the book of Zechariah, it says that we will look at him in whom we've pierced and mourn for him as our only son. So the Bible talks about Jesus' life, his death, and his resurrection thousands of years before he came into this world. No other life has been talked about, prophesied before, besides the life of Jesus Christ. That is why what you do with the gospel will determine where you end up. Because God never lies. God spoke through the prophets saying that the Christ would come, and Jesus Christ has come and gone. But when Jesus Christ comes the second time, he's not coming to be crucified again. He's coming to judge the world in righteousness. He's going to judge all sin. When Jesus Christ comes the second time, he's coming, the Bible says, with flaming fire, taking vengeance on those who do not know God and those who do not obey the gospel. The gospel is the only thing that can save your soul from hell.